Oh, thank you, Ann. Well, prayer walking was never something I aspired to be. I just kind of fell into it, and it's been so rewarding and so wonderful to pray with people. And Ann wanted me to give some steps in being a prayer walker. And so if you were interested in something like that, I think the first thing to do is ask God to help you. Mm-hmm. And the second thing is to find someone to mentor you. In my life, I have a wonderful mentor, and her name is Wanda Roberts, and she was a pastor. And she went everywhere with us when we started in the very beginning. And I didn't know anything about praying. I didn't know anything, how God was going to work in my life. But you see, you need to be open to the Lord. I think that's maybe the number one thing in your life, is to be open. And if you ask Him to help you, every morning when I get up, I say, "This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." That is one of my favorite Psalms. And also I say, "I don't know what's going on today, but I know you hold the day, Lord." And He does. If you let Him hold your day, everything will work out fine. And with Wanda and I, we went to Romania. That was the first country that we went to. And I remember we walked around this church, praying for the church, praying for the school that we were going to put in there, and praying for the people. And then in Armenia, when we were there, we prayed with the people. And that is so important. That was important for me. So that's kind of how it evolved, was when we started. The first place we went to, we prayed for that school, for the children, for the families, the mother and fathers, and the pastors that supported us in the church there in Perche.
You went through holding the Bible in your hand.
Yes.
And you were praying. Now, when you were holding the Bible in your hand, that's going to be hard for mothers in a school. But what verses were you using? What were some of the verses you used?
The Our Father is the prayer Jesus taught. The Our Father is a prayer that all over the world they know that prayer, and that's a good one to start. And if you don't know it, you can look it up. And I pray also peace over in Luke, and I think it's Luke 10. I'm not sure. I meant to look it up before we started here. Luke 10, Jesus sent out the disciples, and then He sent out 77. He said, "Whatever house you come to, pray peace on that house. And when you walk into it, you ask the Lord to give the people who live there peace." My life has changed in that now I seek the Lord. And yes, right now we are in a tough time. We're having a tough time. Our life has changed. And two statements that are true, I find myself thinking of, how should I encourage other people? And I want to encourage them by saying that God is not going to abandon us during this time. He's going to be with us. And all you need to do is ask Him. Ask Him to be with you personally, and ask Him to be with your family and your boss, or any of the people that you do come in contact with, and the people that you love. And He will honor those prayers. As for nurses and the doctors, they are really on the front lines, and they really do need to be prayed for.
Yes.
And I do ask God to watch over them and protect them as they minister to all different types of people, in different places and in different ways, and just ask the Lord to be with them. And like it says in Jeremiah 29, "I know the plans I have for you, a plan to prosper and to," where is it? I wrote it down. Here it is. declared the Lord, plan to prosper you and not harm you, plan to give you a hope and a future. And that is something that you can hold on to, a plan to give you hope and a future. Even though I couldn't remember it, but I'm old now, so that's the way it is.
Oh, you're so funny. Thanks, Alice. We've got another session with you coming up,
Oh, heavens.
and
Okay.
and we look forward to that, my darling.